Hi friends, this is Haribabu, Department of Tripoli, Cheburani College. I am going to deal the subject network analysis. Unit 1, Introduction to the Electrical Circuits. The syllabus covered in this unit, these are the topics. I already discussed the basic definitions, network classifications, energy sources. The topic Kirchhoff's laws I will discuss in the next video. In this video I am going to discuss about resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Okay, already we know that in the network classification we defined that there are four types of classification: active and passive, linear and non-linear, bilateral and unilateral, lumped and distributed networks. In that active and passive elements, and the active elements are voltage sources and current sources are the active elements. Voltage and current sources are the energy sources. I already discussed in the energy sources, voltage and current sources. Voltage and current sources means there are two types: voltage, ideal voltage source, practical voltage source, ideal current source, practical current sources. These are the active sources. The active and passive elements, in that we differentiate that active elements are voltage, that is energy sources, and passive elements are resistance, inductance, and capacitance. These are the topics covered in this video. Topics: resistance, inductance, and capacitance. So resistor, it is a passive element which dissipates the energy only. It is only required to dissipate the energy only. It is not we cannot store the energy. But the resistor, without the resistor there is no element in the actually, because if you have the capacitor also have some amount of resistor, inductor also have some amount of resistor, and also every human person also have some amount of resistor actually, the resistance. Okay, human resistance normally we have 1000 ohms. Okay, here the two important passive linear circuits are: the first one is capacitor and second one is inductor. Very important, capacitor and inductor. Okay, the capacitor and inductor both of energy storage devices. Actually, energy storage devices, they can be neither generate or dissipate energy, but these are energy storage elements. The energy can be stored in the different forms actually. So the capacitor, the energy stored in capacitor is in the form of electric field. The energy stored in the inductor is in the form of magnetic field. Okay, the main important topics in this video are resistor, inductor, capacitor. Three are very important. uh, the first topic is going to discuss about resistance. So resistance, the definition of resistance is here. I mentioned the definition of resistance. It is the representation of resistance. So the voltage across the resistance, and then V, and the current passes through resistance is I. Okay, what is meant by resistance actually? So the resistance is the property of material by which it opposes the flow of electrons through the material. Nothing but a simply we can say that the resistance which opposes the flow of current. Actually, we already we know that about the resistance in the previous knowledge. That is the resistance is justly simply we can say that it opposes the flow of current. Okay, neatly we can say that the resistance is the property of a material by which it opposes the flow of electrons. Flow of electrons is nothing but a current through the material. Okay, so second point also same thing, it restricts the flow of electrons through the material only. So the representation, it is denoted by the R, and the representation of resistance is like this, and that it is denoted by R. The unit for resistance is ohms. The unit is ohms. Okay, here actually we know that the Ohm's law, actually Ohm's law nothing but we know already previous discussed that Ohm's law is the Ohm's law is nothing but the current passes through the, here I mentioned the current passes through the material is directly proportional to the voltage across the resistance, okay, or material. Okay, the current passes through the resistance is directly proportional to the voltage across the resistance at a constant temperature, right? Here also at the same I mentioned that when the current I amperes flows through it with a potential difference of V across the material, so we can say that V equal to IR. Actually, from this R equal to V by I, we can say that R equal to V by I, or V is equal to IR. So for there we can say that I directly proportional to V at constant temperature is nothing but the Ohm's law. So from the Ohm's law only we can get the resistance actually. So R is equal to V by I, nothing but a V is equal to IR, and we can say also that I is equal to V by R, right? So this is about the actual resistance. So from we can get the from Ohm's law. So previous what is the definition of resistance is nothing but a for materials it mainly depends upon two factors, that is the shape of the material and material type, nothing but a material type. So that is R is equal to rho L by A. So the R is equal to rho L by A, where R is equal to resistance of any conductor or material which is measured in, or units is ohms, right? So rho is nothing but resistivity of a material which can be measured in ohm meter, right? L is the length of the material or conductor. Material also you can say that conductor, okay? That is units is meters, okay? Now air is nothing but area of cross sectional area of a conductor, cross sectional area of a conductor, which can be measured, or units can be, we can say that meter square, right? So here the resistance very important, that is R is equal to rho L by A. So that is in the terms of material, right? So this is resistance from the Ohm's law. We can say that the voltage across the resistance, here I mentioned the resistance, the voltage across the resistance is V, the current passes through the resistance is I, okay? When the switch is closed, that is the voltage applied across the resistance when the current passes through the resistance, okay? The voltage across the resistance according to Ohm's law, we can say that V is equal to I into R, okay? So from this we can say that the current passes through the resistance, we can say that I is equal to V by R, that is the current passes through the resistance is I equal to V by R, okay? So the power consumed by the resistance, the power consumed by this resistance, actually we know that is formula P equal to VI. In the first definitions I mentioned that P is equal to VI. So from this V nothing but a I into R, okay? That is I, which can mention that is I into R, which is I square R, that is V equal to IR. We can get a P is equal to I square R. So from this also we can another definition also, that is another formula also, that is P equal to V into I. So from this I is equal to, we can written as V by R, V by R, okay? V into V by R, nothing but V square by R, right? So that is I equal to V by R, right? The power can be also written as P equal to I square R, and P is equal to V square by R, right? So that is the main definition of power, P equal to VI. So the power losses can be obtained, or power consumed by the resistance also can be measured by using these formulas, that is P is equal to I square R, or P is equal to V square by R. If you require in terms of current, we can mention P is equal to I square R. If you require in terms of voltage, then V equal to V square by R, right? So this is about power, okay? And then energy lost in resistance, the energy always lost in resistance, we cannot store the energy in resistance, okay? So normally we define that is the energy W equal to P into T, right? In the previous case, in the definitions I mentioned W equal to P into T. For over a period of time we have mentioned integral of 0 to T P into T, right? So we reckon that there is W equal to P into T, right? Where P equal to written as V into I square R, V square by R, right? So W equal to I square R into T, W equal to V square by R into T. This is P and this is P, nothing but a power. That is energy is equal to P into T. Energy is equal to P into T, right? So the power can be obtained. Here the power P is equal to VI, so the power can be substituted in the energy equation, that is P is equal to I square R V square by R. R also we can written as P in place of VI, that is W equal to V into I into T also, right? I not mentioned here, but we can written as W equal to V into I into T also, right? So about I mentioned here basic definitions. Actually, in the previous video I told that voltage, current, power and energy are the main definitions. Here I also mentioned that in the case of resistance, the voltage V equal to IR, the current I equal to V by R, power P equal to VI, I square R, V square by R. The energy also W equal to I square R into T, V square by R into T, right? These four definitions also I'll discuss in the last video, and the same definitions I mentioned in the case of resistance and later inductor and capacitance also, okay, right? So this is about resistance. Mainly the resistance is is to oppose the flow of current, nothing but a flow of electrons, nothing but a current, right? Which dissipates the only energy. So for example, a small example here, we can say that a bulb in the 60 watts bulb or 100 watts bulb, it is a resistive device. It actually the total electrical energy is not converted to light energy, that it converted to light energy plus heat energy actually, okay? If you touch the bulb, if when switched on, it becomes some heat, that is nothing but a if that thing, but the electric energy is converted to, that is actually the bulb. For bulb we have input is electric energy, but output we require light energy, but we get light energy plus heat energy. Heat energy is nothing but a waste, that is nothing but a because of resistance, okay? The bulb is nothing but a resistive device, because only that it dissipates the energy, right? So there is no energy storage and there is no waste, there is no energy stored in the devices, okay? Coming to the conductance, what is meant by conductance? This is very important. Conductance is nothing but it is a reciprocal of resistance. The definition of conductance is the reciprocal of resistance is called conductance, that is G. The representation for conductance is like this, and the that is representation is G, okay? The representation is G. The voltage across the conductance is V, the current passes through the conductance is I, okay? Here I mentioned also the units for conductance, that is Siemens. The unit for conductance is Siemens. Actually we know that the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So V is equal to I into R. R nothing but here we can recognize reciprocal of conductance, right? So 1 by G, V equal to 1 I by G, right? So then I is equal to actually V by R. V by R, nothing but 1 V into 1 by R. 1 by R means G. So then I is equal to G into V, right? So conductance, very important. The reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. The reciprocal of resistance is called conductance, okay? So from Ohm's law we can mention here V is equal to I into R. R nothing but a resistance actually, but here in terms of we require in terms of conductance means R is equal to 1 by G, or G equal to 1 by R. R equal to 1 by G, nothing but 1 by G. V equal to 1 by I by G, right? So from this I equal to V by R. V 1 by R means G, nothing but V into G. This is about conductance, okay? So this is just a reciprocal of resistance only, okay? Conductance, resistance means which opposes the flow of current. Conductance means which allows the flow of current, right? So there is some differences there, okay? Right, coming to the next topic, inductance. Inductance, I mentioned in the previous discussion also, inductance and capacitance are the both are the energy storage devices. Both are memory elements actually, okay? Memory elements. Resistance has no memory, but inductance and capacitance have some memory, okay? That is nothing but a energy storage devices. We have some energy, some amount of energy stored in the inductor and capacitance also. Okay, here also we can obtain the voltage, current, power, energy equations. Okay, right. Coming to the definition, what is meant by definition? Okay, definition of inductor is a term length of wire when twisted into a coil it becomes an inductor. Simply it is a, here I mentioned a simply one coil, that is this is a coil where actually it can be obtained, that is a certain length of wire. This is actually in the previous case it is a certain length of wire actually, one certain length of wire when twisted into a coil. Okay, when twisted into a coil then it becomes an inductor simply. Okay, so inductor can be obtained just simply when twisted into a coil. When twisted into a coil, it becomes an inductor. Any conductor or wire, nothing but a inductor only. Okay, when twisted into a coil only. Okay, right. The representation for inductor is like this. Here the applied voltage across the inductor is V, and the current passes through the inductor is I. Right. So it is donated, that is denoted as L, nothing but the representation for inductance is L. The units are measured in Henrys actually. Okay, Henrys, that is H. Okay, the relationship between actually the relationship between flux and current here in terms of inductance is phi is equal to L into I. Why here I mentioned phi proportional to I, nothing but simply I mentioned here, let us discuss something, that is when the current passes through the coil, some flux is produced in the coil. Okay, some flux is produced in the coil, it becomes a magnet actually. A magnet nothing but so actually we have two types of magnets. So first one is electromagnet and second one is permanent magnet. We know that the permanent magnet. So permanent magnet nothing but it is made up of hard materials. So in the permanent magnet we have 70 to 80% of flux always passes from north pole to south pole. Okay, but in case of electromagnet we need to produce the flux by passing the current through the coil actually. Nothing but electromagnet is nothing but we prepare that magnet. We can prepare the magnet actually, but permanent magnet is obtained in general nature actually. Okay, but electromagnet, so electromagnet requires a coil and supply voltage simply. Okay, now when voltage is applied, simply when the voltage is applied the current passes through the coil, some flux is produced in the coil. Okay, so and the EMF is induced in the coil because of Faraday's laws. Okay, so already we know that with the Faraday's laws actually, according to Faraday's law the EMF is induced in the conductor or coil is V equal to N into d phi by dt, right? N into d phi by dt, where N equal number of turns, let the coil turns is 1, that is V is equal d phi by dt, right? So the V nothing but EMF or voltage both are same. EMF means that can be represented in terms of magnetic field, but it is electric manner nothing but V equal to d phi by dt, where N equal to 1. I mentioned N equal to 1, right? Okay, where when the current passes through the coil, the flux produced in the coil, when the current is increased the flux also increased. Okay, so then phi directly proportional to I, so then phi is equal to L into I mentioned phi is equal to L into I. So we know that V equal d phi by dt, which is equal to phi means L into I. Substitute L into I in phi, then we can get as voltage across the inductor V is equal to L into di by dt. Very very important, voltage across the inductance V is equal to L into di by dt. Okay, that is voltage across the inductor actually. Okay, I mentioned already here the phi, that is flux phi. Okay, which is proportional to I. How it can be obtained means when the current passes through the coil, some flux is produced in the coil. It is nothing but electromagnet principle. Okay, when the current passes through the coil is increases, then the flux produced in the coil increases, and also the voltage induced or produced also increases. When the current passes through the coil is decreases, the flux produced in the coil decreases, and the voltage across the or voltage produced also decreases. Okay, then that's why we mentioned that is flux directly proportional to current. Okay, here V is equal to, already we know that according to Faraday's law, V is equal to d phi by dt, where phi equal to L into I. So then L into I, nothing but L is a constant. Let us say L is equal to constant, then V equal to L into dA by dt, right? Voltage across the inductor, V is equal to L into dA by dt. Okay, coming to the next formula we require is current, then power, after that energy, right? So current, so from this we can, there is V equal to L into dA by dt, V equal to L into dA by dt. So from this I mentioned di is equal to V by L, V by L into dt. Here I mentioned that is V by L into dt. Integrate on both sides, then so integration of di is equal to integration of 1 by L into V into dt, right? So the differentiation and integration will be cancelled out, then we can get as I. So then 1 by L into integration of V into dt, right? So this is nothing but the current passes through the inductor. The current passes through the inductor. I is equal to 1 by L integral V dt. So in terms of time, with the initial conditions also we required, then I is equal to 1 by L integral T naught to T V of t dt plus I of t naught. If we required initial conditions means we will discuss in the transients topic. Okay, that is I is equal to 1 by L integral t naught to t V of t dt plus I of t naught. Okay, this is about current. The current passes through the inductor. I is equal to 1 by L integral V of t dt. Simply we can derive from the voltage equation only. V equal to L into di by dt. So from this we need di is equal to 1 by L into V into dt. Integrate on both sides, we can get I, right? So I is equal to 1 by L integral V dt. Voltage V equal to L into di by dt. Current I equal to 1 by L integral V dt, right? So coming to the next formula, we equal power, right? So power P equal to, already we know that V into I, right? So V into I means where V is equal to L into dA by dt. Already we know the formula, that is V equal to L into dA by dt. Substitute this V in equation number, equation power, that is power P equal V into I. V means L into dA by dt into I. This is about power, simply. Next, very important next topic is energy stored in inductor, right? We already know that the formula energy is equal to integral of P into dt. Over a period of time, we need to find out over a period of time the energy consumed or stored in inductor over a period of time, nothing but integration of P into dt, where P nothing but L into di by dt into I, L into di by dt into I into dt, right? So P formula means L into dA by dt into I, the total formula substitute here, okay, into dt cancel out, okay, then energy is equal to integration of, that is L into integration of I dt, right? So if you integrate on both sides, then we can get as I square by 2, right? So 1 by 2 L into I square by 2, right? If you consider the initial conditions also, that is 1 by 2, that is initial condition means integration I from minus infinity to t, right? So if you consider this, then actually if you without initial conditions, which is becomes 0 actually, okay, 0, right? We need to consider only actually without initial conditions here. That's why I mentioned the energy stored in inductor is W equal 1 by 2 Li square in terms of times, okay, na? 1 by 2 Li square. This is nothing but a initial condition. This is initial conditions. Initial conditions are in the steady state conditions always 0. This is 0, right? That's why W equal to 1 by 2 Li square. So the energy stored in inductor, I already mentioned the passive elements are inductor and capacitors are energy storage elements, okay. the energy stored in inductor is W equal to 1 by 2 Li square. Right, observations. What are the observations in the inductor in the previous discussion? Coming to the first point, actually, when the current through the inductor is constant, very very important, when the current through the inductor is constant, the voltage across the inductor is also zero, because current through the inductor, voltage V is equal, formula V is equal to L into dI by dt. Clearly I mentioned V is equal to L into dI by dt. DI nothing but a change in current. I means current, dI means change in current, dt means change in time. If I mentioned here that V is equal to L into dI by dt, if there is no change in current, then the current I is equal 0, then V equal also 0. I mentioned here at the same point, that is short circuited. Voltage 0 means short circuited, very 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 important. When the current passes through the inductor is constant without any changes, nothing but dI by dt means change in current. So if there is no change in current means constant means the voltage across the inductance becomes 0, which is short circuited. Voltage 0 means short circuited, very 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 important. Voltage 0 means short circuited. Okay, though if there is no observed change in the current, means there is no change in current through the inductor is possible except an infinite voltage across inductor is applied. Actually it is possible only except in an infinite voltage across inductor is applied. Okay, the next very important, the inductor can be used to generate high voltages. For example, nothing but used as a igniting element, actually. Okay, right. An inductor also, it is short circuited to DC supply. If you apply the as a DC, so the inductor becomes short circuited, right? So the current, another more important points I mean to discuss here is there is a 2 point, that is the current through the inductor cannot change instantaneously, nothing but clearly I need to discuss this point. Actually the inductor does not allow sudden changes in currents. I mean to say that the inductor does not allow sudden changes in currents means if you observe the fan, okay, in the households we have ceiling fan. Actually if you switch on the fan, the speed of the fan actually slowly moves and up to the rated speed. Actually if you require 500 rpm, but we cannot get the 500 rpm when the switch is closed suddenly. Slowly moves, and after that only some amount of time, after that only we need we can get a 500 rpm. So that is means it is an inductor element. Actually the fan is an inductor, that is we have here instead of the fan actually coils, actually. Okay, so the inductor does not allow sudden changes in currents means the current suddenly passes through the inductor cannot allow, because it is a memory element, it has some memory. Wire coming, you are the correct or voltage current, so then stop, don't come. So I have some, I need some time, that's why don't come. Okay, voltage, then you come, no problem. Current, so don't come. Okay, so the current does not, so the inductor does not allow sudden change in currents. Okay, next very very important that point is energy stored in inductor in the form of magnetic field. So the energy stored in inductor is in the form of magnetic field only. Okay, this is about inductor. Okay, so the problems here discuss. Okay, we will discuss the problem. The current through the 0.1 Henry inductor is I of t equal to 10 into t into e power of minus 5t. Okay, actually 5 amperes. Okay, amperes I mentioned here. Actually find the voltage across the inductor and the energy stored in inductor. Okay, so find the voltage across the inductor, energy stored in it. Okay, given that, that is the equation I of t, given that I of t equal to 10 into e power of minus 5t. L in here mentioned, that is L equal, sorry, L equal 0.1 Henry. Okay, already we know that the volt, first point is find the voltage across the inductance. Already we know that voltage across inductance V equal to L into di by dt. Here voltage across inductance V equal to L into di by dt. Second he asked that the energy stored in inductor is W equal 1 by 2 L square. Okay, so first V equal to L into di by dt, where I is equal to, he has given I is equal 10 into t e power of minus 5t, that is I mentioned L equal 0.1, so L in place of L 0.1 d by dt into I means he has given in the formula, that is in the problem 10 into t into e power of minus 5. So differentiate this one, then is a constant value, so then so 10 nothing but 10 into 0.1 means nothing but 1. Okay, t, right, so e power of minus 5t plus t into minus 5, that is integral e power of exponential, that is e power of minus 5t. So from this we can get a e power of minus 5t into 1, and that is common. Okay, take common, e power of minus 5t, then 1 minus 5t volts. Okay, so then the voltage this is voltage, we can get V equal to e power of minus 5t, 1 minus 5t volts. Okay, the energy stored in inductor, that is that is W equal 1 by 2 L square. L already given 0.1, I just he has given, that is 10 into e power of t into e power of minus 5 into t, right? So square. Okay, L 0.1, I mean nothing but a square. Okay, square means this value, you can get this value, so multiply both values, then we can get this value. This is the energy uh, units are joules. Okay, right, coming to the next problem. Find the current through the 5 Henry, nothing but L value, he has given L value, L is equal to 5 Henry inductor. If the voltage across, voltage he has given voltage V of t equal 13 t square at t greater than 0, G V of t equal 0 less than 0. So okay, also find the energy stored within the 0 to 5 seconds actually. Okay, 0 to 5 seconds. Assume I of not equal to 0, nothing but initial condition is 0. Already we know that energy stored in inductor W equal to 1 by 2 L square. L already is given. I need to find I. Okay, I formula means I equal to 1 by 2 integral V of t dt. Here this is 0 because initial conditions is 0. So 1 by L means 0, 5. So integration of V of t means 30 t square. Already he mentioned 0, that is initial conditions 0, right? T square into dt. So integrate on both sides, we can get t square t cube, that is t square nothing but t cube by 3. So t into t cube amperes. Okay, so then we know that the energy W equal to actually energy W equal to P into T, right? Actually we have another formula also, that is I square, that is I square or into dt, but here I mentioned inductor means we need to find power P equal V into I. Okay, V already old V just we find out V equal 30 into t square, so then I equal 2 into t cube, so 2 into multiply and both, that is 60 into t power of 5, right? Substitute energy, that is power P into dt, power means 50 into t5, that is he has given that the energy stored in the both case, that is 0 to 5 seconds, nothing but 0 to 5, right? So substitute 60 into t5 means t power of 6 by 6 is 60, nothing but a constant, 0 5 integrates. Okay, so we can substitute 5 power of 6 minus 0 power of 6, nothing but we can get 156.25 kilojoules. Energy stored in inductor here is 156.25 kilojoules. Okay, these are the problems actually. We will discuss next also. Next, coming to the next topic, capacitance. So capacitance, simply we can say that the definition for capacitance, the representation for capacitance is like this. So the voltage across the capacitance is V, the current passes the capacitance is I. Okay, it is denoted by C. The units for capacitance is farads. Okay, so actually the what is meant by definition, actually what is meant definition, nothing but a, so here I mentioned two plates. This is a positively plate, this is negatively plate, and this plate is positive plate, this is plate is negative plate. Simply we can say that when two conducting oppositely charged plates means this is positively charged, this is negatively charged, అంటే I means two conducting opposite charged plates separated by an dielectric medium is nothing but an capacitor. Dielectric medium nothing but a insulator. Okay, so the two oppositely charged plates separated by an dielectric medium is nothing but a capacitor. Okay, it is denoted by C, and the farads are the units for capacitance. Okay, right, coming to the relationship between the charge and voltage here, Q equals CV. Already we know that Q equal to CV. The current equation, the first slide in definitions, I equal dq by dt, we know that I equal to dq by dt. I equal dq by dt, where Q equal to CV. Substitute Q equal CV in this equation. We can see constant means I equal C into dV by dt. That is the current passes through the capacitor. The formula, the current passes through the capacitor. I is equal to C into dV by dt. Very very important. I is equal to C into dV by dt. But in case of inductor, we get V is equal to L into d by dt. But here the current, first we get the formula, current I is equal to C into dV by dt. So coming to the next, we need to find voltage, power and energy. Okay, so first voltage across the capacitor. Already we know that I is equal to C into dV by dt. So from this dV is equal to I into 1 by C dt, right? So integrate on both sides, we can get as voltage V. By differentiation and integration cancel out, then we can get V of t equal to 1 by C integral I dt. So we need to, if you mentioned that that is initial conditions, that is also V of t naught, right? So V of t equal to 1 by C integral I dt. Okay, over a period of time, that is t naught to t, right? So this is about voltage across the capacitor. If you not mentioned initial conditions, that is V of t equal to 1 by C integral I dt. If you mention the initial conditions plus V of t naught, that is about voltage across the capacitor, right? So coming to the power, next formula we need power P equal formula we know, that is V into I. Already mentioned I is equal to C into dV by dt. I is equal to C into dV by dt. Substitute in this equation, C into dV by dt into V. This is about power, right? Next, very very important, energy. Energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor, that is energy is equal to formula in means integration of P into T. Integration of P into T, right? So over if you measured in terms of over a period of time, then W equal to integration of P into dt, where P equals C into V into dV by dt. So cancel out the dt here. I mentioned dt cancel out. Then we can get a C into integration of V into dV, right? Integrate this one, then we can get as 1 by 2 V square, then W equal to 1 by 2 CV square. If you mentioned V of minus infinity to t, then V of if it does not consider initial conditions, then V of minus infinity becomes 0. Then W equal 1 by 2 CV square. W, energy stored in capacitor, very very important. The energy stored in capacitor, W equal to 1 by 2 CV square. Simply you calculate in the previous case also in case of inductor. Okay, P equal to VA, where I equal to V into dV by C into dV by dt. Okay, so substitute power in energy equation. So the power equation, C into V into dV by dt. Here P, this is C into V into dV by dt. C constant means I put it before. Okay, So C, that is dt and dt cancelled out, then C into V into dV, C into integration of V into dV. So integrate this one, then we can get as 1 by 2 V square. This is about the energy stored in capacitor is 1 by 2 CV square. So you mentioned in terms of charge, we can get W equal to Q square by 2C. Actually we mentioned V that is Q equal to CV, Q equal to CV, where V equal to Q by C, where V equal to Q by C. So I mentioned where V equal to Q by C means Q square by C square. C cancel means Q square by 2C. We can get as in terms of charge, that is W equal to this formula actually very important, W equal to 1 by 2 CV square. The energy stored in capacitor, that is energy stored in capacitor, W equal to 1 by 2 CV square. So there are the four formulas. First one is current passes through the capacitor is I into I equal to C into dV by dt. Voltage across the capacitance is V equal to 1 by 2, sorry 1 by C integral I dt. So power P equal to C into V into dV by dt. The energy stored in the capacitor is W equal to 1 by 2 CV square. Then coming to the observations. So actually before the observation, a simple point here. I mentioned the plate charge. This is topic about voltage, operating voltage, actually limits of operating voltage. Uh, the plate charge, actually if I am here, I put it as a capacitor, nothing but oppositely charged plates. Okay, so this is the applied voltage is V. Okay, the plate charges, the voltage across these plates is increases, the voltage across the plate is increases, the electric field intensity between the plates also increases. If the voltage across the capacitance is so large, the field intensity is also large, because if you apply the applied voltage increases, the intensity between the plates also increases actually. Even if you increases for a long time, that is again you increases, there is a breakdown of insulation. Every insulator has some breakdown voltage actually. If you take a small example, in the household purposes, we can observe that in the floor, yellow wire, blue wire and black wire also. In the blackening is nothing but a insulator. Inside of the black insulator is we have some conductor, that is aluminum or copper conductor. Outside of the conductor we put here insulation, nothing but insulator. The insulating voltage here, the insulator can withstand up to some voltage only, but it is manufactured for 230 to 440 volts. If you applied for the same insulator 11 kilovolts, then the insulator will be melts. Okay, that's why. So every insulator have some breakdown voltage. Here also I mentioned the same thing. The capacitor is out of work because when the voltage is increases, the field intensity also large to break down the insulation of the dielectric, then the capacitor will have to work out of work. Okay, hence every practical capacitor has some maximum limit operating voltage. Okay, operating voltage has operating should be in limits actually to apply the capacitor also. Okay, so observation, we already know that I is equal to C into du by dt. So if the voltage is constant, okay, I is equal to 0, which is nothing but a open circuited. I 0 means open circuited. So I mentioned here when V is a constant voltage means actually the formula I equal C into dV by dt. dV means change in voltage, dV means change in voltage, change in time. If you said that when V is a constant means there is no changes in the voltage, there is no changes in the voltage means I equal 0. So then I nothing but a open circuited. I V 0 means that is open circuited. Okay, so there is no current passes through the capacitor, that is meaning that there is no current passes through the capacitor. So same thing in case of actually inductor. If you constant current means voltage zero means short circuited, voltage zero means short circuited, current zero means open circuited, right? Some coming to the very important, there is a 2 points are there. That is, the capacitor does not allow sudden changes in voltages. The capacitor does not allow sudden changes in voltage, but in case of inductor, the inductor does not allow sudden changes in currents, but in case of capacitor it does not allow sudden changes in voltages. Okay. Coming to the next point, very important, the energy stored in capacitor is in the form of electric field, but in case of inductor, the energy stored in inductor is in the form of magnetic field, but the energy stored in capacitor is in the form of electric field. Okay, these are the observation points, very important. When there is no change in voltage, current becomes zero, it is open circuited. And second point is, here I mentioned, V is absolutely changed, then the current will have an infinite value. That is practically impossible, but hence the capacitor impossible to have an absolute change in voltage except an infinite current is applied. So next point is, the capacitor does not allow sudden changes in voltages. Okay, so the energy stored in capacitor is in the form of electric field. Okay, so coming to the problems, we need to discuss next video, in this video only, capacitor problems. So calculate the charge stored, that is energy stored in capacitor with voltage V equal 20 volts. He has given 20 volts across it. Capacitor is equal to 3 picofarad. Pico means 10 to the power minus 12. Okay, so where charge, he need to find out the charge, and the second one is energy stored in capacitor. 2 points. So first one is A. So charge nothing but a Q equal to C into V. Already we know that the formula. C nothing but a 3 into pico nothing but a 10 to the power minus 12. So V means he has given voltage V equal to 20. So then charge Q equal to C into V. C has given 3 pico, nothing but pico means 10 to the power minus 12. We can get 60 pico. Okay, C nothing but a coulombs. Here the unit for charge is nothing but a coulombs. Okay, 60 P C nothing but a coulombs, pico coulombs. Okay, second one, find the energy stored in capacitor. Capacitor means W equal 1 by 2 CV square. We know the formula, W equal 1 by 2 CV square. C, he has given C equal to 3 pico, that is 3 into the power minus 12. V nothing but a 20. Okay, 20 whole square. 20 whole square means 400. So multiply this thing, we can get as 600, that is pico nothing but 10 to the power minus 12 joules. Here joules, the unit for energy is nothing but joules. Okay, the charge nothing but Q equals CV, energy is nothing but W equal 1 by 2 CV square. Okay, these are the simply problems also. And the next, coming to the next problem, the voltage across 5 microfarad capacitor is V of t equal to 10 into cos 6000 t volts. Calculate the current rate. Simple. He has given capacitor and voltage. Current passes through the capacitor. Already we know that the current passes through capacitor formula means I equal to C into dV by dt, right? So that is V has given V and C. So I is equal to C into dV by dt. C means 5 into 10 power minus 6. Micro means 10 power minus 6. D by dt of V. V means he has given V of t equal to 10 into cos 6000 t. Right? So differentiate this one, a constant value nothing but mentioned before. So d by dt of cos 6000 t, nothing but we can get as sine. So 6000 into sine 6000 t. So multiply this one, we can get as minus 0.3 into sine 6000 t amperes. Simple problem. Okay, so V of t, V has given V and capacitor voltage, has given voltage and capacitor value. Current I equals C into dV by dt. So simply differentiate this value and you can get the value of I. Next problem, determine the voltage across a 2 microfarad capacitor if the current through it I of t. He has given I of t is equal to 6 into e power minus 3000 t. milliamperes mean nothing but milli 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, assume the initial conditions that is 0, that is initial capacitor voltage is 0. Simple, we need to find voltage. So the formula I already discussed, that is I V is equal to 1 by 2, sorry, 1 by C integral I dt. V is equal to 1 by C integral I dt. So he has given C and I value. Then we know that formula V equal 1 by C integral I dt plus V of 0. V of G is equal to 0 because he already given, assume that the voltage across the capacitor at initial conditions is 0. So 0. Okay. Then V is equal to 1 by C integral I dt plus V of t. V of naught equal to 0. Then 1 by C, C nothing but 2 microfarad. Now microfarad means already mentioned microfarad, micro nothing but 10 to the power of minus 6, 1 by 2 10 to the power of minus 6 integral 0 to t 6 in 10 to the power of minus 3000 t, nothing but I value. Dt mic means milli means 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, so integrate this value, integration of e power of minus 3000 t, nothing but 1 by 3000, minus means 1 by minus 3000 into e power of minus 3000 t, limit 0 to t, right? So coming to the, by solving this value, we can get the value of voltage 1 minus e power of minus 3000 t volts. Voltage units means volts. Okay, simple value. These are the problems I discussed here. Okay, these are the topics, very important. Conclusion, I will go to conclusion. These are the passive elements. Resistance, inductance and capacitance are the passive elements. Okay, so these are the passive elements, very important. I mentioned the first slide only. So these are the passive elements. Resistor, inductor and capacitor are the passive elements. Resistor is always dissipates the energy, but capacitor, inductors are stores the energy, right? So this is very important. So in all the cases, resistor, inductor and capacitor, I find out the values of voltage, current, power and energy values. Okay, so the energy stored in inductor is 1 by 2 L square, the energy stored in capacitor is 1 by 2 CV square. Okay, thank you. In the next slide, next video, we are going to discuss about Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, thank you.